Hello, hello, hello. It's Diggin. This is the vibe. Thanks for joining me. This one here, what I want to make a videotape about, or videotape, YouTube video, I should say, tape. Does anybody use a tape? Nonsense. Then that just verifies how old I could be. Right? Okay, seriously, what I'm going to talk about is the Mayan Prophecy that was noted by the Mayan calendar. Okay, so everybody, you know, and I get it. I watch the Discovery Channel and alien channels and so on and so forth. Okay, I get it. And what they did do, you know, on the one end, I think cool, good. You know, they started to put it out there to the public. I believe at that point in time they knew they had to at least, you know, start sprinkling some dust. And even if it creates a controversy, the information is still out there. We can duke it out amongst us, whether we say it's real or whether we say it's fake. And a lot of times in people's arguing as to whether it exists or it does not exist, pertaining to it does not exist, they refer to the Mayan calendar and say December 12th, 2012, it's come, it's gone, it was supposed to be the end of the world, and we're still here. I don't want to be a bearer of bad news. I don't want to be the pin that bursts the bubble, but I guess I'm gonna do that. Yep, I've got paranormal activity, so don't mind it. Okay. Okay, so getting back to the Mayans and that calendar that they had engraved. A lot of people, including, I'm going to say, different channels, the people that own the stations, everybody kind of went, oh, you know, everybody loves hype, everybody likes to be scared. You know, we do well when it comes to horror movies or suspense or something along those lines, anything that'll get your heart pumping. People like to be scared, shocked. And so I could see where they're going, you know what, we got like 15, you know, 2015, that's 2 years, 2018 is 6 years, and they consider how many years they can bank on the fear that they created. And then, of course, like I said, they created a controversy as well and left it for us to duke it out as to whether it's real or it's not real. They understood that it wasn't going to be the end of the world, December 12th, 2012. Or was it? Or 21st? It was the 21st of December, I believe, 2012. Or 12/12/2012. Something along those lines. Anyway, the fact that it was misinterpreted. I was thinking of trepidation, so I couldn't get that word out. You know, getting back to that, they really proposed it to the public, fear-filled. You know, it was so pumped up, full of fear, that, like I said, they, you know, how could they not see that this was an opportunity to cash in? Ching, ching. And that's exactly what did happen. Ching, 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 ching. Lucky them. But what the Mayans were talking about, they said that we were going to birth a new era. The old was going to pass away, and we were rebirthing a new era. But that doesn't mean, a new era doesn't mean that the world ends, explodes, implodes. It doesn't mean anything like that. It doesn't mean that other planets are going to collide with the Earth or the moons are going to collide with the Earth. No. What it literally meant was mankind's consciousness, because of where the world is headed, and our vibration matters as to which way it goes. We are in control of that, but we have had so much misinformation since childhood, or since birth. We've been misinformed, and so we don't realize that our vibration can make the change. In fact, I'm sure they took that out of the Bible because I recall there being a choice, and the choice was which master do you serve. So on this particular note, okay, the end of that they were talking about, again, I'm going to reiterate this, it was an era. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about consciousness. Mankind has to choose what means more to mankind. Possessions, greed, pride, or does mankind mean more to you? The well-being of our species, our race as a whole, the earth that we live on, and the planet worldwide. Are we going to be kind to one another, and are we going to put our selfishness and our greed and our narrowness on a back burner, and if we can go even further, bury it? It's no damn good, not to you and not to anybody that receives that lovely. So when they were talking about this, they clearly laid out, hey, listen, mankind's got two paths on this one road. One is the correct path, and this will lead us to prosperity, growth, love, no pain, no sorrow, no crime, no death. The other one leads to jail, misery, torture, people wishing they were dead, devastation, imprisonment, beaten, robbed, degraded. I mean, the possible worst you could possibly imagine, including us giving our total control over to blindly we are doing this, even though some people have the guts to bitch and say, you believe in the Bible, blind faith, and yet they're allowing what they're allowing by who they vote for and which God they serve, if they happen to serve a God at all, godless. So it really depends on which path. If we continue dog eat dog, greed, you know, this shallow existence, like I said, we are already being shackled already. The moment that somebody took that right into here, that little chip that's the size of our rice, you know, grain, we already did. Because we're lazy. We can all do what computers do and more. But we have become lazy, and they prefer it this way because we don't even have to think anymore. We just type it in and the computer thinks for us. Ta-da! Voila! Well, this disassociation also happens not just with our personalities but our world around us, because you know, we are caring less and less, and there are less and less people in our inner circles until we have become the lone wolf, each and every one of us. And with almost 9 billion people on earth that are completely disconnected, yeah, that can't be good. I can't see that producing anything healthy, you know, not by any means. I mean, the last time I really took note, a hug was an awesome thing, a smile was even better, a high five for reassurance, down low for some fun, you know, and care as to whether a child eats or not. Does a child have a bed? Does an elderly person have a bed? Do they eat? a roof over our heads. Now, I don't believe in communism, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that these are things that, goodwill. We should be wishing goodwill, goodwill, goodwill. And yet, the only thing we've come to do very well is whine and complain. Whiners and complain. And if you're not doing that, well, then you got a whole lot of pride, and you grumble and you roar. We have to get back on track as a race, and we have to matter. We really have to matter to one another. This is what the Mayan calendar talked about. This is the end that the Mayans were talking about. If in fact we chose the wrong road after December 2012, after that period, along this road, we are being tested again and again and again. Do we come to an end, or do we continue? Now, like I said, we can continue and we can be very blessed, or we can remain on the road that we're on, because we get darn right mean with one another just by being right or wrong, just by one having a different belief. People are committing murder as to which God is right, which God is wrong. Like, if we lost it here. And so reading that calendar, what we should have done, I mean, first it should have been rolled out honestly for everybody to understand. And two, the information that is proposed to all of us, if we can make these little changes, we can change our outcome. Choice is yours. I look around the world, and Mother Nature is giving us a good shake, rattle, and roll. And if that doesn't wake us up, so this is what the Mayans were talking about. The need that we need to wake up. The need for kindness. The need for kind words. The need to share information. The need for empathy. Knowledge. Even sympathy. Otherwise, then, if choosing the wrong road, it will be the end of the world as we know it. Always as we know it. Because that's a whole other trip. But we want to make this right. So, did the calendar say right then and there the world is going to end? No, it didn't. Go back. Check your facts. Check them, check them, check them. In no way, shape, or form did they say that upon the ending of that calendar was going to be the end of this lifetime, or the end of this world, or the end of this earth. It did not say that. If you carefully read what it was engraved, what was written, what they wrote down, the meaning of that calendar, you will find in birthing this new era that we're like babies learning to walk all over again here. Everything was clean slated. Okay, so this is relation to karma. This is the one road that we have to decide as human beings. What's going to win here? Is love going to win? Are we all going to learn to really truly respect and care for one another? Whether you know them or not, it doesn't matter. The fact that we are all human beings, we are all one race. If this extension does not happen, unfortunately, like the Mayans laid out for us, the ending is grim. But that is in your hands, that is in my hands, that is based on the decisions that we make as human beings. Arguing's not going to get you anywhere. War does not get you anywhere. A lot of people die. A lot of bloodshed, a lot of innocent lives and children. Heavens forbid. You know, so all of that's not working. And this is what they were talking about. This is what the Mayans were talking about. They were talking about this end. If upon this rebirth, because everything was clean slated. Everything was. This is where we write out our karma. This is where we're going to write it out. And we are going to lead the way. You want to bring in the 4 horsemen? They're all at the door. They're all just awaiting. All just awaiting. But you remember, we're the commanders. We're commanders even of the horsemen. So choose the right road and understand what the Mayans were talking about. Did they say it was going to be the end of the world at 2012? No, they did not. We did. So, do your homework. Check it out. You'll see for yourself. That's all I can do is give you that information and hope that you do seek it out. And so there is a very good understanding that this was not what was said. The information put before us was as I expressed in this video. And all I've ever asked and all I ever will ask is share. Time for a change. Let's do it. Share. That's it. If you like it, please hit like. More if I ask for anything, and that is to share. That's it. If you've got something bad to say, please keep on going. Check out another video. And if you can reason or something goes off, you do your homework, you find out I'm speaking truth, well then you know where to find me, and don't change this dial. Okay, I bid you an adieu. It's Diggin', and this is The Vibe.